If you are looking up at the Magic Valley skies this week, you may notice a plane that looks a little out of place. Actually, it sounds even more out of place. You can certainly hear it. Idaho News 6 Twin Falls County reporter Alex Grant has the details on this special aircraft that will be on display and flying at the Magic Valley Regional Airport.
While reading books and watching documentaries can be a good way to learn, there is nothing like the real thing, and residents have the chance to come look at the Made in the Shade, one of only 34 B25 bombers which are still flying today. What makes the Made in the Shade so special is that out of those remaining bombers, it is the only one that experienced combat in multiple World War II missions, taking out German rail yards and bridges.
It flew 15 combat missions in November and December of 1944. Those combat missions took place in Italy and Yugoslavia.
The purpose of displaying the aircraft is to remind and educate people of the sacrifice and bravery of our servicemen.
As we've now all gotten a little bit older, who's left telling the story is actually the airplane. So we have a dedicated group of volunteers who know the history of many of the people that flew these airplanes and their stories. So along with seeing the living history of the actual piece of metal sitting here, we have their stories.
During its time in Twin, visitors will be able to take a tour of the aircraft and even go for a ride. However, due to COVID, visitors will be required to follow safety protocols.
We take a lot of precautions on the airplane. As cramped quarters, we require that passengers wear masks on the airplane. We sanitize the headsets and things that they use.
Members of the current crew say there is an honor that comes with maintaining the plane and showcasing it to people all over the country.
In the past, when this airplane was used during the war, 19 and 22-year-old kids that were operating this airplane with not a lot of experience in a hostile environment, and people were shooting at them. So as far as the honor of it, it's an honor to tell their story.
The aircraft will be on display until Sunday, September 13th. In Twin Falls, I'm Alex Grant, Idaho News 6.
The Badger fire started just over 2 weeks ago and is now nearly 90% contained. Who are the people on the front lines attempting to stop this fire? Idaho News 6 reporter Alex Grant met with several crews to see what they're experiencing fighting one of Idaho's biggest fires.
It's been a long one. We went from really hot weather to then rain to freezing cold at night.
There's times where it's just you're busy, you're really busy, and you need to get water to the fire, and other times where you got to just kind of stand back and let the fire do its thing.
Fire service crew members came from all over the U.S. to help extinguish the Badger fire. Erin Elzinga came from Idaho Falls with her crew of 7 to help sustain fire lines.
So we've just been kind of going behind the crews and, securing up that line after they've been through, or even some of the quieter sections of line that still have heat in them, but we go back through and just make sure they're truly cold and cut out and snags are out and, do what we can to fully make sure a line is contained.
While some are maintaining fire lines, others are directly involved getting right into the mix with heavy machinery, such as Caleb Schwarzendruber from Montana, whose responsibility is to transfer water.
Delivering water into, kind of the deep depths of the fire where, an engine can't get, or anything with like rubber tires can't get, where it's too steep, or, where the terrain kind of denies other vessels of getting in.
For both workers, the fire has been similar to their past experiences with other fires, except for having to battle a whole different opponent, COVID-19.
There's certain things you need to do, maintain social distancing, you gotta wear a mask. It makes it a little tougher for sure, but just like anything else, you just adapt.
Having been battling the blaze for 2 weeks straight, a majority of units have one thing on their mind.
We're all ready when our time is up. When they say you're heading home, we're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to get in that nice bed and, take a nice shower. My goodness, we're all ready for a nice shower.
In Twin Falls, I'm Alex Grant, Idaho News 6.
You're watching Idaho News 6.
Well, the Highway 30 Music Festival started today at Twin Falls County Fairgrounds. Idaho News 6 reporter Alex Grant spoke with guests and band members to see how it feels to be at a music festival during a pandemic.
Day 1 of the Highway 30 Music Festival has started out like many hoped it would. Good food, music, and a step back towards normalcy. The organizers have been vigilant to make it as fun and safe as possible.
We have a mandatory hand sanitizer station when you walk in. It sprays on your hands, you're sanitized, you start coming in. And as you saw, they're hanging everywhere. And the people are we're distancing, we're doing the right thing.
Performers who were lucky enough to make the trip down are thrilled to be back on stage after months of no gigs. To ensure the safety of musicians, equipment will be cleaned regularly, and they too are following guidelines.
We're all getting tested and keeping our distance and washing our hands and sanitizing and really all you can do.
The festival for many is a great way to get back to having some fun again. All musicians and concert goers are appreciative of the efforts Gordy has put in to make this happen.
Gordy is playing it smart. We're doing the proper social distancing. We got hand sanitizers everywhere, and yeah, he really played his cards right.
While people are concerned about COVID, loads of them have felt the same way about going on with the festival.
You got to go live life, man.
Living life, that's the number one thing right there.
Yeah. We're here to have fun, have a celebration, and get back to living.
The festival will continue on Friday and Saturday as planned. At Twin Falls County Fairgrounds, I'm Alex Grant, Idaho News 6.